Greetings. Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bien, gracias. Okay, so we are live. This is a first for me. So I'm only doing this as a trial to see if it works, which it might not, but the only way to find out is to give it a go. So I'm out with the trusty XP Deus 2, and that's it turned on. And I'm going to go with sensitive FT, which is program number 3. First of all, I'm going to ground balance, which brings up that little magnifying glass, just like that. That will cancel out any electrical activity. Next thing is to select the audio. I'm going to change it to square tones. And then lastly, I'm going to ground balance, which you do by holding down the red button and pumping the detector up and down. And the number of 87 will probably start to drop. And that's it, balancing with the minerals in the ground. It's now balanced at 80. So that should make it a little bit easier to hear any targets. So moment of truth. Let's see, well, let's see if this works. I think we've got 26 people on at the moment. And one of your favourite channels. Well, thank you. Grizzly, Violet, Louise. Louise is here. Madfoot, Happy Mac, Faith, and Alan as well. So, welcome aboard to all of you. There is absolutely no guarantees whatsoever that I'll even get a signal. I might only be here for half an hour or so. It's going to be a little bit bouncy, I'm afraid, because I haven't yet figured out how to put my gimbal on my chest mount yet. So for the moment, we're just going to have to go just like this. So I'm out with Martin and Sneaky Pete. And Martin might have had a coin already. Possibly. Yes, Tony, this is my first live dig. So I'm just trying it out to see what happens. I've got no idea. I've never done a live dig before. I don't know, well, not on YouTube. I've not done a YouTube live before. I've no idea who can see, whether it's only people that follow me or whether it is anyone. So I've no idea. And as I say, there are absolutely no guarantees that we find anything, because when I went out a couple of days ago, I went out for 4 hours and I found almost nothing. Well, we've got a digger, kind of. We've got a 72, 73, but it's a bit jumpy and it's about there. So we'll take a wee spadeful out. Still in the hole. Spadeful number 2. We're out the hole. Doesn't sound particularly good, but we'll see if we can spot it. Is that it? Nope. Is that it? That is it. So what is it? It is a... Oh, it is a thing. That is what we call in the business a thing. What kind of thing? I have no idea. Feels like it's made of bronze. It's clearly been something, but I don't know what. I think we'll put that down as junk or tractor related something or other, but if it's made of bronze, it could be old. Oh, just broke the end off it. Maybe it's not made of bronze. Or if it is, it's corroding. So there we go. It is junk, I think. I'm not quite sure how the comments works on this. I've seen a few comments popping up, but now they all seem to have vanished. Oh, now they've reappeared because I've just touched the screen. So, what do we have? We have Grizzly Steel. You mentioned me, I'm famous. Well, I don't know about that, but what else have we got? We've got Faith. Alan got a mention too. I like the fact you can hear the machine as it goes. Where's Jura? Jura is too young to be out, I'm afraid, at the moment. The Swinging Witch is there as well. Should come up on the live category for everyone, everywhere. Well, there we go. Maybe I can extend my number of followers quite quickly. Jennifer, Faith, anyone know what a pinpointer, what's the pinpointer model used? It is a Garrett. It is a Garrett Carrot Pro Pointer AT. It cost me, where is it? Focus, there we go. It cost me about £100, give or take. I think it's the best one on the market. So it's waterproof. It's the distinctive carrot colour, so hopefully we don't lose it in the fields. It's a thing of a thing. Well, Tony says it's only subscribers that can see me. Hello from Canada. Hello, hippie Catherine. Nice to see you. And Faith would love to go on one of my tours. Well, hopefully that will happen one day. Right, Marty, you got anything? A Georgie. Martin's got a coin, so let's go and have a look at that. Seeing as I'm not doing particularly well. In fact, all I'm really doing is talking rather than finding things. But yeah, you'll hear I have quite a bit of chatter with my detector. I quite like that. I have the sensitivity quite high. I like to hear what may or may not be in the ground. Marty though has got a coin. He's also sporting his high vis yellow as usual. There we go. Marty has a coin. It's Gorgeous George. So you got George V. You can see his head looking to the left hand side. Around the outside it says Georgius V, De Gratia, Brit Omne Rex Fid Def Ind Imp, which means George V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. And it's a 1 penny, but it's not in very good condition. I think it might be 1915 or 1919 maybe, but either way it's sometime between 1910 and 1936, give or take. So yeah, it can't be too bad. At least he's got something. And look, here's our lucky charm. Lexi's here. She's got a ball. It's a tatty. She's got a potato. Let's see your potato. There you go. She's dropped her potato for me so that I can throw it for her. There we go. Ready, Alexi? On you pop. There you are. Who needs a ball when you've got a potato? And we're in a potato field, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty for her to chase after. Time for a wee rub-a-dub. Yep. Get the bendy thumb on it. yeah, I've thought about getting the XP pinpointer because it ties in with the headphones. It's all wireless, so I might yet. I'm still undecided. The problem is I only bought the Garrett Carrot a year and a half ago, so I'm a bit reluctant to go and pay another £120. And I've already got something that works just fine. Okay, it's not connected to the headphones, but ultimately it's still, the Garrett Carrot is very good at what it does. For some reason I'm struggling to get the messages coming up. Let's drop the phone down a little bit, see if that helps. I'm really fortunate to be able to find such ancient coins. Never going to find a Roman in Ohio. Well, you never know, I suppose. The Romans got around. If the Vikings could make it all the way to the United States, I wonder if the Romans made it. As we already know, Christopher Columbus was not the first European to arrive in America. We know for a fact that the Vikings were there probably 100 or more years earlier. There was also a Scotsman who actually travelled to Massachusetts about 50 years before the Romans. Before the before Christopher Columbus, should I say. And his surname was Sinclair, or Songclair. His family built Rosslyn Chapel, which is famous for the Da Vinci Code. Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code, the Holy Grail, the Knights Templar, and so on. The story goes that he was descended from Viking Jarls from Orkney, and they had provided him with the location of the United States. And about 40 years before Columbus discovered the United States, he overwintered in what is now Massachusetts while on a hunting expedition. I think he was hunting whales, if I remember rightly. Or either that or he just get blown off course in a storm. So there's your fact of the day. America, in a roundabout way, was discovered by a Scotsman. Well, and Vikings. So this field, we've detected it quite heavily over the last few months since it was harvested in September. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to jump into the field next door. So I'm heading in the direction of the entrance to the next field, because it's produced quite a few finds recently over the last couple of days. So to get a signal which some of you might actually enjoy watching, me dig up some sort of ancient relic, I think that's a good place to head, because it certainly was producing a lot of signals and a lot of finds a couple of days ago. Pete so far has only found scraps of metal, bits of lead, bits of copper, but you've got to pick through the junk to find the good stuff. Big bit of deep iron. So these are the, oh, that sounds good. 84, 83, That does sound good. Do I ever sell any of my finds? No, I don't. The gold sword pommel from Stirling, yeah, that was incredible. There's been a lot going on around Stirling and Blair Drummond in ancient history. That's also where the Stirling gold torques came from, which were found by an amateur, a beginner metal detectorist quite a few years ago now, but he was, I think he got about £1 million for them, or he split £1 million between him and the farmer. Well, I was hoping it wasn't going to be quite so deep. See, so this is all the bits you don't see. Maybe I was digging in the wrong place. All my outtakes, all this junk that we have to go through in order to find the good stuff. Is that it there? Is that a bit of metal? Ah, it is. I think it's junk. Let me just adjust this phone again, or this camera should I say. So, I think that's it right there. See that piece there? That is it. And I think it's garbage. I think it's a slither of copper. Let's get the brush out. Yep, it's got the green colour. It's definitely copper alloy. And I think it's going to come down as farm related junk. Tractor, as I always say. People always laugh, tell me there'll be nothing left on a tractor, the amount of stuff I say that they lose.
That's super lead
oh
seal.
Look, he's got a lead seal for, look at this, what do you reckon of this top here that Martin's got on? We're not going to lose him in a hurry, but he's got a signal, which is this thing here, which is a lead seal, which is, as he says, not just any lead seal, it's a super lead seal. Can't even read that, it's that small. Get the bendy thumb on it. In action. CEE, maybe? Don't know. Don't know on that one, I'm afraid, Martin. It's a new one by me. I think I'm putting more mud on it than I'm taking off. Yeah, it's a super lead seal. Super what? I've no idea. But you can see the little notches where the string would have passed through. It's probably either off of manure or fertiliser, or maybe a bag of seed as well. Doesn't look big enough to be a flax seal. They're normally much bigger than that, normally about twice the size. So it may be something to do with planting the fields or fertilising the fields. And I'm guessing, date-wise, probably going to be the late 17 to the early 1800s. But he's doing better than me. 61. Smash that like button. Glad to hear it. Well, it would help if I could actually find something good. What have we been going for? 20 minutes. Well, that's not bad. Oh. It's actually a wee bit of a signal just there. It's not brilliant, but hey, we're live, so we're desperate. Okay, we're out. Oh, sorry, I've got the camera angle wrong there. Right, I should be back now. Ah, James is here as well. Out of 62 people, why am I the only one that hit thumbs up? I don't know, but thank you, Violet. Okay, so we're out. Now what is it, is the question. Oh, we might have a musket ball, maybe. I think we do. Haha! Brilliant. I love finding musket balls. Well, that is great. Well, that's a surprise. Didn't sound that good a signal. Let's get the brush on it. It's my first relic of the live dig. So sometimes these little dots, these little gnarls that you see, allegedly people actually used to chew on musket balls. Bear in mind that they're made of toxic lead. That was probably not a good move. This one though, I don't know if that's bite marks or tooth marks, or if it's just wear and tear for being in the ground, rolling about. But that is a beauty. So that, I mean, look at the size of that. That is a big musket ball. A big musket ball. And yeah, that could have a fair bit of aged it. The first, as I mentioned before, the first firearms came to Scotland around the 1380s. The first very, very primitive guns arrived in Scotland, having come from Asia, from the Middle East, gunpowder and firearms, eventually making it to Scotland around the 1380s. But to be quite honest, if you used one of those early firearms, it was probably about as likely to kill you as it was to kill whoever you were trying to kill with it. And they were basically really early forms of psychological warfare, because suddenly, you know, people were vulnerable where they previously wouldn't have been. So it was a psychological weapon. If you heard explosives, if you saw flashes of light on a battlefield, well, you just didn't know. You could be nicked, you could be shot from a long distance away. But by the time we get to the early to the middle of the 1400s, Scotland has gone gun crazy. We had a king, King James, James II, I'm sure it was, who was obsessed with firearms. He bought cannons left, right and centre, and eventually that's what killed him. He was laying siege to Roxburgh Castle, which was the last English castle in Scotland at the time in the 1400s, down in the borders, close to the border with England. He was laying siege to that castle, and the cannon that he was using, or one of the cannons, exploded. The barrel blew up. It severed a major artery in his leg, and he bled to death in under 2 minutes. And that was the end of King James. But there we go. It's a find, isn't it? Can't complain. Pop that in my pocket. I'm glad we got something. My worry was we would get absolutely nothing, because that's always the way, isn't it? When you overthink it. There's a little bit of pottery. Oh, camera's probably going to turn off. There we go. So there's a bit of blue and white pottery. It's been a pattern of some description. Plain white on the inside and blue and white on the outside. So probably Victorian sort of period, 1800s, maybe the very beginning of the 1900s. But the field's littered with pottery. It's everywhere, absolutely everywhere. But it's always a good sign, because if there's pottery here, then there'll be other things. There'll be coins, there'll be hopefully relics. So we know Martin's already got a George V penny, which is really good. And I've got a musket ball, so that can't be bad. Cannot be bad at all. Someone's saying that they chewed them so that they could put poo in the holes to cause infection. There you go, eh? Not bad enough that you're being shot with toxic lead. but someone's also been kind enough to put some cacao on it as well. Honestly, you wonder how they think these things up in the old days. I always find it bizarre that, for example, people in Edinburgh, they were throwing all the raw sewage out the window 10 o'clock every night. The church bells in the old town would chime, and that was you to then, you had permission. Oh, got some geese flying overhead, a wee triangle. It's getting to that time of year again. Winter's coming. So yeah, they threw all their human waste out the window, and then couldn't put two and two together. Why are we all getting the plague? Why is the place infested with rats? It's like, well, you're living in your own shit. That might have something to do with it. Right, these little white flags here, these were left by the farmer when he was harvesting the field. It's going to be a little bit bouncy, but this was just so, as he was driving over here, there's a little bridge here as he was driving over it with his tractor. It's so his guys knew that there was a water-filled ditch on either side. You'll see a big stream, man-made stream over there, what we call a lade. And that was hand dug back in the 1700s to channel water off the river to several mills that had water wheels, and those water wheels were converting flax into linen using the power of the water to run the machinery. That's the reason we get so many lead seals off this field down here. Okay, I'm in this new field. I'm glad Stephen is enjoying the history lesson. Grizzly steel, can he beat a musket ball? Always saves a blank day, definitely. Keaton and Happy Mac. I love history, clean and dirty. Well, most of it was dirty in Scotland in more ways than one. So we're in this, what we call the lead seal field. So I'm going to zigzag around. You can hear there's a lot of iron. You can probably hear that on the microphone, chirping away, which some people get fed up listening to. Got a mid-tone there, it's not the best, 47 or so, probably going to be a piece of aluminium. I think it's probably going to be aluminium, but we're on a live, so why don't we just have a wee check. Is that it there? I think it is. So that's it there. Pretty small. Junk, I'm guessing. There we go. It is. So it was almost on the surface, but still, it's a small target. And the old XP found it. So it's a little bit of copper alloy, just a really, really thin piece. So if you're finding that, you're not going to miss a little cut half, a little hammered coin from the medieval period. Hector, the Isle of Scilly, the Duchy of Cornwall. Yeah, he's got lots of titles up here. What is it? He's the MacDonald. He's Lord of the Isles, Chief of the Lord of the Isles. He's, well, formerly the Prince of Wales as well, obviously. But we just call him Chico or Charles. So just out of interest, is everyone who's watching, and I don't even know how many people are watching, it says that there are 71 people, but I don't know if that's on just now or that's have come and went. So I don't know how many people are actually on the stream live at the moment. But everyone who's on the stream, are they all followers of mine already? Because I'm interested to know if people who are not your follower can watch. Pete's coming over. He must have something good. Oh, he's going home. Have you got something good though, Pete? There's another bit of pottery, look. Again, it's going to be 100, 150 or so years old. There you go, Pete, take that home. Make sure you have that for your dinner. What's Pete got? Oh, you got a hammered coin?
Well, was once.
There you go, folks. Pete has got himself a silver hammered coin. Well, it could be a hammered, or it might have been bent into another love token. Struggling to see who that is. Pete, you should have been finding this on the recorded video, not on the live. Then I'm going to have to get this recorded another time. There's a letter or a number there, a 1 maybe. Could it be V1 for sixpence? No, wait a minute, look, I can see there's a shield. 3 lions of England. Now that is a sixpence, but it is not hammered, it's early milled. That's going to be Gavilimus, William of Orange. William III of England, who was also known as William II of Scotland, and that'll date to sometime between 1688 and 1702. My guess is it'll be around 1690, 1692. It's been bent like a love token, so it's been smoothed off, folded in this way, and you present it to your beloved. And look at that, he's got a little pistol shot. So that's a dag. That's from a little flintlock pistol, probably similar age to my musket ball. He's then got himself a coin, which is pretty crusty. Let's get the bendy thumb on it. Struggling to see anything on that one, I'm afraid. Maybe a halfpenny of George. Could be a bobby. Could be a bobby. I would say, looking at it, I would say it's probably going to be George III, because it's quite a uniform thickness. It's got a nice round edge on it. So I would say George III, 1760 to 1820. Although it seems awful small. Maybe it's a farthing. And he's only went and got himself 1.5 Roman coins as well. Oh my God, Pete. Look at that. See the bendy thumb bringing that to life. So this one's broken in half. But I don't know if that's a she-wolf on that one, which could be a Romulus and Remus issue, which would mean that would have to be a helmeted head of Roma looking to the left, which I think it is. So I think this coin on the right that's broken in half, that's an Urbs Roma, and on the back there would be a wolf, and under the wolf would be 2 children, Romulus and Remus, who founded Rome. One ended up killing the other, typical Roman fashion, and that's a little 4th century Roman as well. And you can see there on the back there's a little figure. Go Pete. See, I told you he's sneaky Pete. There you go, 1.5 Romans, that's a beauty that. So that's Gavilium, as I said, William III, William II of Scotland. King Billy, as he's also known, but definitely a love token. Had a lot of these off these fields. These two fields, there's been a lot of love going on round here. Well, Pete's going home, but hey, what a start he's had.
1.5 Roman.
1.5 Roman, he's got a silver as well. He's got a Gavilium. A Gavilimus.
was in my pocket.
See your Romans?
So Pete is killing it today. Pete is on fire.
It's the same as the one I got. Two folks standing with the pillory bits in the middle, isn't it?
I could only see one person, but oh, Pete's dropped it. That wasn't me. He's dropped it in a big bird poo as well.
It's not bad, Pete. I just got a turner there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Marty's got a turner, which is from the 1600s. So
Well done, Pete.
there you go. It's me that's letting everyone down.
Turner.
Yeah, very good.
Two buttons.
Buttons.
What have you got?
Silver.
Oh, look at that. A very rare ring pull. That's similar to what I got, except I got a full one. You got a broken one. What's that? It's a wee button. That is a button. Probably going to be 200-300 years old, so probably Georgian, 1760, 1820. Probably been gold gilded at some point. And he's got himself a wee smaller version there. See the loop still on the back, so both intact. And then he's got himself
Fair bendy thumb and that.
He's got himself a turner, which is an old Scottish copper coin. It's a 2 pence. They rarely have good detail on them because they don't survive very well in the soil, unfortunately. But on one side there would be a thistle, and on the other side there would be CR, Charles Rex, and it would either be Charles the First or Charles the Second. So that would be 1625 to 1649, or it would be 1660 to 1685. You can see there's a little bit of something there. Might come up a little bit once it gets time to dry out. But round the edge, Nemo me impune lacessit. Who dare meddle with me? So the motto of the Stuarts, still used by, well, I was going to say the Queen, but she is no longer with us. Charles II will adopt that. So there you go, there's Pete, he's off. Eligible bachelor, leaves the field. Well, he's not a bachelor, he's actually married, but... Oh, Lexi's knocked over the metal detector. Right, goodbye Pete, well done. Pete's on fire these days. I remember the old days when he found nothing. I liked Pete more back then than I did now. So, good to see. Yes, I'm a subscriber to this channel, to your Scotland Tours Instagram as well. William III Love Token. William Love Token, yeah, I'd agree. George III was the penny or the halfpenny, I think you're right. George III. Lee, it's got that look about it. The number you see are people actually watching just now and not pressing the like button. Okay, smash the like button for John, it helps his YouTube algorithm. Yep, please do, feel free. Nice finds for Pete. Pete's killing it, he is. Well done Pete. Yes, I'm a subscriber. Great idea with a live feed, how it really is. Nice one. Cumbria. So not too far away, just over the wall. Well, possibly. Depends. Grizzly Steel. Have to love you and leave you. Oh, what a shame. An LOL from Lee. Somebody should make a video on how to get permission. 77 watching now. 76 at the moment. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Lee. 74. Must have been something I said. Right, maybe I need to start doing more detecting. So let's put the camera back into its holder. And oh, it's plummeting. 73, 70. Right, quick, someone give me a gold coin. So yeah, well done to Pete. He did pretty well. So someone should do a video on how to get permissions and so on. Well, actually, that's my intentions. We've got a 60, 61. Quite a small target. I'm guessing button. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with a button. So let's get the spade in, dig a wee plug out, then flip her out and hope it's in there. Nope, it's not, because I probably dug in the wrong place. Let's try again, second time lucky. Now I see something there, just flipped out. Oh, my phone falling down again. Something just flipped out at the side there, and I think it might be a ring pull. Yep, that's it there. And that is unfortunately part of an old-fashioned ring pull though, not one of these modern ones. That's got a bit of age to it. That's one of the old ones. Anyone here who's old enough may recognise that. All these youngsters, you see, they don't know about these things, like cassette tapes, VHS, etc. But yeah, there you go. How about that? Beautiful. Looks silver, but unfortunately it's aluminium or aluminum. Please leave a comment after the live. Helps the algorithm. 10k by Christmas. 10k by Christmas would be absolutely brilliant. Watching from Essex. Hello, Leslie. Thank you for being here. Off to the chip shop. Live video, nice idea, Hector. Good, glad you like it, and enjoy the fish supper. Probably caught in the North Sea. I'm watching in Suffolk. Live feed, nice one. And the swinging, who have we got? The swinging something? Swinging witch. A proper ring pull, yep. Excellent. Okay, well, we'll put that in the old finds pouch there. Alas, no gold coin, but we keep on hunting. Pottery everywhere though. Lots and lots and lots of pottery. There's even more in this field than in the other field. So as I say, hopefully a good sign that there's... Oh. Nope, junk. Hopefully a good sign that there is more to be had. I got 2 silver coins out of this field just a few days ago. I've not managed to get that video edited and posted yet, but it'll be coming in the next few days. So 2 firsts for me as well, type of coins, both. I've never had one before. And Pete also got a first, which I won't ruin the surprise, but trust me, you're going to want to see that one. I've never found one, and not only have I never found this particular coin in 22 years of metal detecting, but I've also never found a coin of that monarch either in 22 years. So it tells you how rare it is. Now that sounds very good. 89.90. That is within the realms of silver, dare I say. Dare I say. It's also within the realms of a coin, but unfortunately also aluminium. We might have a clod shot, which would be our first clod shot of the live dig. I think it's in the big bit. Oh, do you see that? It just fell out. It just fell out. Where's the imprint? Is there one? Can't see it. But there, ladies and gents, is a coin. It's unfortunately not silver though, but it is a whopping big penny. And it looks like George VI. Get the bendy thumb on it. Give it a wee moment to dry out. That's in pretty good condition. We should get a date off that. 1946. 1 year after the end of World War II. And 1 year before my dad was born. Right, let me get the pinpointer off. Excellent. A musket ball and a coin. Brilliant. And Pete obviously just showed me up. So there we are. Brilliant. Get the bendy thumb to work. This coin feels magic. It's got a beautiful patina to it. Look at the colour. Beautiful green colour. 1 penny. You've got Britannia seated, and Britannia can trace her roots all the way back to the Iron Age, the early Roman period. She's got her trident, her 3-pronged fork there, sitting on a rock. There's a little lighthouse in the background. 1946, and George VI, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, defender of the faith, and Emperor of India. Now India in 1947 gained its independence, so 1 year later you didn't get that on coins anymore. Oh, someone from Finland. Hello, Finland. Someone else from Devon. Hello, Martin. And Jennifer enjoys it. We are here for the bendy thumb. We want to see it at work, yeah. And Jennifer's here. Hello, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. A coin, and for anyone who's just joined us, I also managed to find another good find, this monstrous musket ball, which is probably from the 1700s or thereabouts, so 300-400 years old. I wonder who or what it was fired at. We'll never know, but hey, good going. I've only been going for 47 minutes. 47 minutes to find two good signals. Always check the hole, make sure you haven't missed anything. Nope, it's all good. So it's, I think it's about, time-wise, it's probably about 5:30 here. Not sure, but it's not going to be a lot of time left before it gets dark. But as I say, I've never used the live function on YouTube before, so I thought I would give it a go and see what happens. I've been working away today. I was doing a bit of filming for my tour guiding channel because I had a day off from guided tours. So I'm getting a tour guiding channel set up for YouTube, which some of you may already follow. At the moment I've only got shorts, little short 60-second or less videos loaded up. If you don't already follow it, it's called the Visit Scotland Tours. This one's a bit iffy, 81. Let's give the ground a wee scrape, maybe it's on the surface. No, still there, 81, 82. So yeah, I've got getting a YouTube channel properly set up where I'll do actual little short tours, half an hour, and I'll get them uploaded. That'll all be coming hopefully in the next few days. Turn it on might help. No, thought it was in there. What is in there? Is it in there? Ah, there it is there. You see that green bit in there? Get the pin pointer out the way. What have we got? Ah, might be a watch winder. I think it is. It's either a watch winder or a clock winder or a little key that's broken, missing the mechanism part off the end if it's a key. But it probably would have been about that long originally, and it would be a little winder for winding up either your pocket watch or more than likely a sort of bedside table or such like, or a little casket key. But unfortunately snapped, which is probably why it's been thrown away in the first place. But still, again, could have a bit of age to it. Could be 100, 200, 300, could even be 400, 500, 600 years old if it was a medieval key. I wouldn't say that the circle is perfect, so could be a bit crudely made, which might suggest it's a little bit older. But still, it's a find. It is a find. What other comments have we got? The sun is setting here now, must be time in Scotland, final game. Sevilla, 1845. So yeah, I don't know if I finished what I was telling you there before I got that signal, but so yeah, I'm got my other YouTube channel, Visit Scotland Tours, which is also what I use on Instagram and on my Facebook and also on TikTok. So if you... Another signal. That's a lower one, it's a 50, so I think it's going to be lead or a button. And it wasn't very deep. So let's get the Garrett carrot out. Oh, it might actually be a coin. It's round. It is round. Is that a button? No, it's a button. Damn it. It's a Tomback. Oh, nice. Nice design. What a shame it's broken on the edge. Look at that. I haven't had a Tomback like that before. That's been engine turned to give it that little concentric circle. That is really good. I like that. It's a shame it's been broken. But yeah, it's a little button called a Tomback button. This is probably from the late Georgian period into the Victorian period, so sometime between sort of 1760 into about 1850. And Tomback was a special, a new metal, a new alloy that they invented, which basically was a mixture of, I think it was copper and zinc, and they called it Tomback, and that's why it's called a Tomback button. And they were really popular around the time of George III, through into about Queen Victoria, and then they just went out of fashion. You see it's got that really sort of silvery tinge to it, especially on the back, and that's because they often added tin to give it a real silver look, and they also added arsenic, so they love to cover themselves in poisonous things. There's Lexi, the wonder dog, looking for potatoes. And Big Marty's coming over. Is that you done? Yeah. I got a couple of things. You get anything else?
Nah, it's a lead.
I got a little loop, which might be a little pocket, a key or something. Got my big musket ball.
Winder for a watch.
Got a lovely coin. Get a tone on that.
Mm.
And then I just get that lovely wee button. But unfortunately, the edge is broken on it. But I've never had one like that before.
You hit that with
It's
your
a
spade,
Tomback.
didn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
That's quite smart, that, actually, isn't it?
It's nice. It's a shame it's missing the loop, and it's a
Yeah.
shame it's cracked on the edge. But so there you go, 53 minutes and 42 seconds gone, and that's not a wee bad haul, is it? So Marty is now a father for the first time. I think that's why his wife's put him in high vis, so she can keep an eye on him from a distance. She's got a satellite up looking out for him. So Martin's,
Actually watching it.
is she? She's watching it apparently. Hello, Martin's wife, Stacey, to give her official name. Well, fiancée, not wife. And there's wee Lexi, the wonder dog. So yeah, Marty's going to have to call it time. He's going to go home. He says he's going to do all the hoovering, all the ironing. He's going to paint the spare room, he says. He's going to do that tonight as well. Tidy out the attic. Cook dinner as well. And then give his partner a foot rub, which is, I mean, what a guy, honestly. What a guy. Oh, and you said Stacey's watching as well, so that's it. She's got that all in writing. So, that's Marty done. At least he got a wee turner, a wee Scottish coin from the 1600s. Pete's already off, so I'm going to give it another 10 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. I'll see how dark it gets. And unfortunately it means Lexi's going to go as well. Where's your potatoes, Lexi?
Smelling your dog.
James says, this is my favourite channel. I watch it more than the telly.
There you go, eh?
Well done, James. That's good to hear. If only there were another million people like you, I'd be a happy man.
One for tea. Yep, enjoy.
Right, okay. I'll let you know if I strike gold. Right, take it easy.
Adios.
Right, see you soon, Marty. Right, that's Marty Offski. There's Roblox Master here. So, check the hole. Nope, nothing else. So yeah, as I say, I've got my other channel, Visit Scotland Tours. I've got something like, I think I've got about 100,000, 110,000 subscribers on Instagram for Visit Scotland Tours. And big bit of iron there, I think. And I've got about 750,000 on TikTok, and then I've got about 10,000 on Facebook. So I'm pushing towards kind of 900,000 subscribers. I've got 8,000, just hit the 8,000 mark on YouTube, which is fantastic. So as I say, I'm not sure if anyone who doesn't already follow me on YouTube is watching, but if you are, then hit the subscribe button. It'll be interesting to see whether or not I get any new followers, because as I say, I've never done YouTube live before, and it'd be nice to see if it helps me get any new followers. So my intention is, oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? We've got a 97, 95, 97. And that has got a lovely tone. That's not it there, is it? Oh, no, it's not. No, I thought that was a bit of tin foil on the surface, but it's just a funny bit of rock. So yeah, I've got a 95, 97, which is certainly within the realms of a silver coin. It's also within the realms of aluminium. Still in the hole. Sorry it's bouncy, but okay, we're out. We're out. Let this be something good. It's got that kind of tone to it. Oh, there's something. Right. Oh, that is big and round. That is a coin. It's not silver, unfortunately, but it is a stonker of a coin. Look at the size of that. Let's see the imprint. Oh, that's been in the ground a while, hasn't it? That is, I think, a big George. Maybe George the Third. But look at that for an imprint. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So we've got a coin here that's probably going to be at least 200 years old. At least 200 years old. So this is going to take a few minutes to dry out. See if we can get some detail to come through. Give it a wee light brush. The surface looks reasonably good. Looks fairly stable. But Georgian coins are copper. Although they're chunky, they don't hold out very well, but they certainly hold out better than the little thin Scottish coins do. And look at that, that is a thumper of a coin. No wonder it sounded like silver. Right, while it's drying out, let's see what the comments are. Congratulations, Martin and Stacey. Roblox, he's retracted his message. Martin doesn't know what a Hoover is. Stacey, that's terrible to say that. Tony, LOL, Tony really got expectations up. Cheers from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Nice to see some glimpses of the surrounding countryside. Great idea to do a live stream. Bonjour, all the best from France. Galveston, Texas. Welcome. Gorgeous George. Yep, Martin thinks Gorgeous George. I think the same. I'm doing my best to try and dry it out a little bit. Stacey, Martin's on his way back, so if you can look the Hoover out for him, then I'm sure he will get straight on with that. Ah, it's toasty. It is toasty. Let me try giving it a wee burnish on the jumper. Let's see what happens. Well, that could be a head there, maybe. Maybe not. What a shame. What a shame. Great big chunky coin like that, and it's pretty toasty. But yeah, it's going to be George the Third. It's going to be 1760 to 1820. Chances are it's probably going to be, I'm guessing it's going to be probably 1802, 1806. I'm sure that's the normal date that you get on these coins, when you can read them, that is. But yeah, it's not forthcoming at the moment, so that's a shame. But still, it's a coin. And someone asking, is this live? This is live. Is this easier than something easier than TikTok? No, it's not. TikTok normally actually works better, because if I do a live stream on TikTok, generally I'll pick up somewhere between 3 and 10 or 12,000 new followers, new subscribers. However, I'm not sure YouTube whether I'll get any new subscribers, but I saw the feature, I saw the function. I've always meant to do a live just to see what it was all about. If it's beneficial in terms of it gets me new subscribers and takes me to a bigger audience, then I'll do it again. But ultimately, I also don't know if I'm able to save a recording of this live and upload it to YouTube or not, to my channel. So I'll need to figure that one out later as well. Despite having almost 1 million followers on all the platforms, I'm not particularly good with technology, which is a surprise. But as I say, I should have spent more time on YouTube sooner. But you live and learn, because YouTube, you always seem to get quite a good audience. Not that you don't get a good audience on TikTok and Instagram, but from a revenue point of view, YouTube definitely seems to be the best. And as I mentioned before, I'm also a tour guide and a historian. A lot of people ask if I'm a history teacher or was a history teacher at any point. I wish I was, but unfortunately not. That should have been my dream job, but I never went for it, or never went down that route. But I think I would have really enjoyed to be involved in teaching, especially history, because history is a subject that a lot of people, when they're taught it, they find it quite boring. And I think that's because a lot of the teachers, certainly when I was younger, who taught history were boring. So that's why kids thought it was boring. It's a big bit of iron there. So yeah, it'd be nice to have enthused people about history. Believe it or not, when I went to school, I wasn't taught anything about Scottish history, because when I went to primary and secondary school, Scotland, the education system in Scotland was organised by London, not by Scotland. We didn't have our own parliament until the late 1990s. So the curriculum came from London. So we were taught about things like the British Empire and Queen Victoria and such like. A little bit about the Romans, but otherwise not a lot. In fact, not a lot, nothing at all about Scotland. This one's a bit of a low tone. I don't think it's going to be anything good, to be honest. It's only a 40 or so. At best it might be a button. Could actually be a button, look at that, right there. That is definitely a good, it's not, it's a shotgun cap. I thought that was going to be a button. It's an old brass shotgun cap. You can see it started to corrode. Still got the felt wad on the inside, this little fibrous material. That's the felt backing on the shotgun cap. So it's a shotgun cartridge, 12 bore shotgun cartridge, probably 500 years old or so. Didn't sound great, but dug it anyway, seeing as we're on a live. So yeah, on the subject of history, so I wasn't taught Scottish history at all at school, and because the curriculum all came from London. And thankfully I had a couple of family members, relatives, parents as well, who got me really interested in history, and I read huge amounts about history when I was younger. Helped also by the fact that one of my ancestors, in fact several of my ancestors, fought for the Jacobites, fought for, in particular, Bonnie Prince Charlie at the Battle of Culloden in 1746. And thankfully they could run pretty fast, otherwise I wouldn't be here, because the Jacobites were annihilated. So thankfully now Scotland has had its own parliament since the 1990s, so the curriculum is organised within Scotland, and as a result they are teaching kids now about people like Robert the Bruce and William Wallace and Scottish history, Mary Queen of Scots, all the greats. Make people aware of their pasts. Let's just catch up on the messages. Please do 2 lives a month. Okay, Alan, I'll see what I can do. Good luck. Hope you find an axe head. Me too. Are you allowed to go metal detecting in any field, or do you need permission? No, you always need permission. Always. Love Scottish history. A medieval freak. Well, we've got plenty of that. I found history boring growing up, but became interested in it after high school. That's often the case. And I am doing it now, I suppose, teaching history. Come on, Axed. Learnt more about history through detecting than I did through school. Very true, Leslie. It's a great way to learn. There's no better way to learn about history than digging up your own. My wee lad's favourite subject is history, Second World War at the moment. Not sure they're doing much Scottish history. I keep dragging him out detecting, so that's good. It's a good way to learn. It's a brilliant way to learn. There's no better way to learn history than to dig it up yourself. Mrs. Phoenix. You should upgrade your detector to a Garrett. Haha. A Garrett AT Max. Well, I only got this this XP Deus 2. I only got it, how long ago was it now? Maybe a year ago? No, it couldn't have been a year ago. Must have been April time, so maybe 6 months ago. And I have to say it's a fantastic machine. And thanks to a metal detecting company in England called Regton, I actually got it for free. So instead of paying £1,400 for it, or $1,600 give or take, US, I got it for nothing. On the basis that obviously any videos that I do, that I post, I tag them in it, which I don't have any problem doing, because it's actually the company that I bought my first metal detector from 22 years ago. And any time that I've used them for metal detecting supplies or for advice, they've always been fantastic, so they really know what they're doing. So this is a 77, it's not the best of signals. I don't have high hopes, if I'm honest. Is it in there? It is. So I've got a clod shot for you, but I think it's going to be junk, to be honest. But what do I know? Getting smaller, whatever it is. Okay, so that's it. That is it. It is a thing. It's a little thing with a hole in it. It is. It's a little thing with a hole in it. So I don't know, a little key or a little thread maybe in the middle there. What I would call tractor-related junk, agricultural machinery waste, or rubbish, trash, depending on where you're from in the world. But you got to dig it to be sure. Oh, turn the carrot off. So no axe head. Howdy from Loudon, Tennessee. Long time subscriber. Well, good to see you, Hammer Killam. Love a good clod shot. Thank you, Violet. A Roman thing. I wish. I wish, Mr. Galveston County. Unfortunately not. Oh. So that's a 75. It's not the best of signals, if I'm honest, but again, you got to give it a bash, because sometimes it's not what you expect. Sometimes I'm also rubbish at using, that's pottery, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit of pot. Oh, there it is. It might be a button. Look at that. Quiet. Get it, carrot. Yeah, it looks like a button to me, I think. Think so. Yeah, look, there's where the shank, the loop has been on the back. I don't think there's going to be any decoration. Give it a quick rub-a-dub with a brush. Yeah, it just looks like a little plain button. Yep, so, yep, and just a wee plain button. So junk. Well, not junk, but date-wise, it's probably going to be, I would guess, probably going to be 150, 200, 250 years old, maybe, give or take. But it's still a find, Probably the most common of keepable finds that we get is a button. You get them because obviously the number of people who used to be out in the fields come harvest time. Oh, that sounds better. Well, 64, 65, it's not a high tone. Could be a bit of lead, could be a bit of copper as well. It could also be tin or aluminium. Still in the hole. Sorry about the bouncing about. Oh, it's vanished. Might be stuck on the spade. It was stuck on the spade. I think that might be it there. What is that? Oh, no, it's not. That's a thing. Don't know what that was. Some bit of potato or something. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? What is that? Is that oh, it's a bit of pot. That's what that is. I just saw the purple colour there looking up at me. I've lost this. Find. Oh. Don't know what's going on here. Turn it off and on again. Ah, there we go. That is it there, I think. It is. It is the dreaded. Oh, it's another little pressed bit of metal. I can't remember if I've uploaded this video or not. Because normally I've got 2 or 3 videos kind of, you know, that I'm working away on, editing, stitching together, fixing the audio, etc, etc. So I don't know if I've posted this video or not, but I got a piece almost identical to this in a very similar area a couple of days ago, and it's a little sort of decorative moulding. You can see some shapes on there. I don't know, the other one from memory had a couple of flower heads on it, and some other scrolly sort of decoration, and that looks like it's off the same thing. So yeah, I think that's a flower there at the top. Not sure what these little things are, grapes or something. And then you've got this little bit here at the side, and on the back you can see it's been pressed through from the back. Sheet metal, it's been pressed from the back. So probably going to be off a bit of furniture or such like. Right, I'll catch up on any questions that there might have been while I had my hands full. It's not easy to do it all at once. Is this live? No, it's pre-recorded. No, it's live. I am live at the moment, my first ever live. Hello Detecting Scotland, how are you doing? Chad Linton says, it's not live, it's been pre-recorded. It was a scheduled video. Trust me, it's live, Chad. I am live. Look, here I am, waving. So, he's not answering questions. Okay, I'm not, Chad, I'm not answering questions. So if it was live, John would be speaking to chat. I am speaking to chat, I just couldn't because I had my hands full. I've never seen him on live on YouTube. That's because this is the first time I've ever been on live. People asked what things were, and he was going to say anyways. Hello from Ontario. LOL, cheers John. Yes, Detecting Scotland, I am live. Trust me, I'm live. I'm sure I've been... Give me a shout. What was that? Give me a shout out if this is live. No, Chad, I'm not giving you a shout out to prove that this is live, because this is pre-recorded. What I've done, I have entered your brain subconscious. Oh, well, that one sounds good. 94.95. That's either going to be a coin or aluminium. And we're out. We're out. Oh, I can see something round right there. Coin number 3, potentially. It is, I think. And it looks like it could be another Georgian. Could be another George. Well, that's brilliant. Those Georgies don't half scream when you come across them. They always sound a bit like silver. So, what have we got in the chat now? On the live chat. Good to see you too, Detecting Scotland. Sheila, hello Sheila. Chad Linton. Toy boat, I'm not saying toy boat. How come you're not answering questions in the form of a question? Yep, I'm a time traveller, exactly. Everyone sub to this guy is the best knowledge I've seen. Well, thank you, Detecting Scotland. I'm not sure if people who are watching are all already subscribed or not. That's part of the reason for doing this live in the first time. 9:30 in the morning in Southern California. Say hey to George. Holiday Beach, Texas. There you go. Oop. It's asking me if I want to stop the stream, and the answer is no. I must have hit a button by mistake there. Excuse the fingers. Right, I'm drying this coin out at the moment. Hello, Florida. Right, this coin, I'm just doing my best to dry it out off camera. I'll give it a wee rub on the jumper, on the sleeve. I think we've got a little bit of detail. We've got a wee bit of detail. Not a lot, but a wee bit. So, here we go. That is the reverse. Can you see Britannia? That's the shield right there. That's the head, body snaking down because she's sitting on a rock. Get the bendy thumb on it before anyone says. Bendy thumb, come on bendy thumb, you can do this. There we are, look at that, look, you don't believe me, the power of the bendy thumb. So that is 100% going to be Georgian. Question is, George the First, George the Second, or George the Third? I'm willing to guess George the Third. George the Third, look at that, look at the power of the bendy thumb. You're watching this live. You're watching this live. Not many people get to see the bendy thumb live. So there you go. You can clearly see Britannia. You can see the shield. On the other side, that is a head. Look at that. See that head there? Let's get to work on that. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, I'm going to get the bendy thumb patented. I'm going to get it. I'm not sure. Maybe I could make like a rubber version that I could sell to metal detectorists. Not quite sure how that would work, but if anyone wants to provide the financial backing, there we go. There is a great big potato head. You see the nose, the eye, looking to the right hand side. Since the reign of Charles I, monarchs change direction. So when a monarch dies, if they were facing to the right, the next person faces left, and so on and so on. So George I faces right, George II faces left, and George III faces right. So this is the right size for a Georgian coin. It is facing to the right, which means it's either George I or George III. But you can see it's a very uniform thickness. It's very round, and that tells me it's not George I, because George I coins are generally misshapen. They're thicker at one end, thinner at the other, because they hadn't perfected the way of making coins, blank coins. So this is George III. So this is George III, and it's going to date to sometime between 1760 and 1820. He ruled for 60 years, albeit his son had to take the throne as regent, so basically ran it on behalf of his father, and that happened in 1811. So this coin will be before 1811. It's probably a penny or a halfpenny, and date-wise it's probably sometime towards the 1790s or the early 1800s. And George III, as I say, ruled from 1760 to 1820. He lost the Americas, the American colonies, as they were then known, gained their independence in what year was it? Was it 1778? 1776? I'm sure there'll be someone here who'll know. But they gained independence in the 1770s while he was on the throne. All kicked off. Well, it kicked off because the American colonies were not represented in the Houses of Parliament. So no taxation without representation. So 1776, thank you Dennis. So the America was being taxed, but had absolutely no say over who was elected and how much tax they paid. So they rebelled, and eventually they gained their independence. They got off to a bad start, but ultimately they won the day. Several Scottish regiments actually fought against the Americas, or in the Americas, against the American colonials. And sometimes they won, sometimes they lost. But George also lost his mind. He suffered from a disease. It was probably something called pyphoria. Some people say that he could have had also another mental health problem. He could have been bipolar, but they believe it was probably pyphoria because apparently his urine was a funny colour, and that's one of the major symptoms. They didn't know that at the time though, and they treated him pretty horrifically. He got all sorts of things. He got leeches on his eyeballs. He got enemas of arsenic, all kinds of things. And later in life he got dementia, he lost his mind, he lost his memory, and he also went blind as well. No surprise if they're putting leeches on your eyeballs. Right. Okay, well, that is it for the detecting. The daylight is rapidly going. Well, in fact, I tell you what, I'm gonna head to the edge of the field. So I've only got maybe 30 meters. 30 meters. Let's see if there's anything to be had in the final 30, which will end up taking me about 2 hours to get there. And then once I've got to the edge of the field, I'll read any comments, any questions, because I've got my hands full. I can't touch the screen because I've got a spade in one hand, and I've got a metal detector in the other one. Oh. Worth a go. 71, 72. Sort the angle out on that camera. Right, we're out. Thank God for that. Let's get the pinpointer. That is it there. That is it there. Right, maybe a wee chunk of lead. It is. It's a little thing. Let's get the pinpointer off and get that out the way. So it's a little thingy. It's a little bit of lead. Looks like it's got a hole tapped through it. It's got a sort of curved shape, but I've no idea what that is. Could be anything, could be any age. It's been in the ground a fair while because it's oxidised, it's gone white, but it's lead. And it's, who knows, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 years old. Purpose unknown. Still. Right, let's head for the edge of the field. See what happens. Always get my best finds normally always come right at the death. And then I'll do a quick catch up on the messages as I walk back to my car. For anyone wondering, I'm fairly close to Perth in Scotland, Perthshire in Scotland, which is slap bang in the middle of Scotland. I often call it the cradle of civilization because there's a little village called Scone, which is the former capital of Scotland back in the old days. It's also the crowning place of the kings of Scotland from 843 AD all the way through to 1651. Right, we've got an 85 right here. Could be a coin, you know. It's within the realms of a penny. I'm going to try and do it with my foot. There's a bit of an irony tone there as well, but that could just be something else in the ground. Ah, that's it there, is it? Oh no, that's not it. There it is there. So what is that? Looks pretty square. Ah, it's just a washer. It's a copper washer, copper alloy. You can see it's countersunk on that side to accept a screw flush on that side. So agricultural, tractor, farming, you know me, I like to say it's all off a tractor. So junk, unfortunately. Stick that in the waste bag. Always take your stuff away. Then when you come back next time, there's hopefully even less junk to find. You can see the daylight is rapidly disappearing. And that is me. I'm at the edge of the field, so turn off the machine, which there we go. So that's the detector off. I'll just go and stand over by the gate so that I can take the harness off, and then I'll have a little read of the messages for the last 5 minutes or so. In fact, I'll just quickly show you what I've got, or my best finds, because obviously not everyone has watched for the full 91 minutes. So the best of the best. That's a pretty good going in terms of coins. So we've got 3, I think. Yep, 3 coins. Let's see. So 3 coins. We've got George VI, which has got a lovely tone to it, and that was 1946, 1 penny. Then we've got George III. Just see his head there, so that's 1760 to 1820. And then another George III. Still can't really see anything on that one though, but it's definitely George III again, 1760 to 1820. I really like that button. Shame it's broken. It's a little Tomback button, which is sort of got that silvery look to it. You can see where the loop was, and it's snapped off. And it's got a lovely circular machine turned finish on it, but that's probably towards the end of the Georgian period, sort of 1760 to 1820, or into the beginning of the Victorian period, sort of 1850s or whatever. Beautiful big musket ball, a whopper. And then we've got the few bits and pieces, little fragment of lead, another button. This is a bit of decorative moulding. I got another piece of this just a few days ago. So that's not particularly old. And then what looks like a little bit of either a key for a casket, or a little lockbox, or for a clock or a watch. But could be a bit of age to that, you never know. So that's the extent of the finds. Not bad for 93 minutes. Pete and Marty were both out for a wee while as well. Pete did really well. Pete got 1.5 Roman coins, both from the 4th century, which is probably around 330 to 370 AD. One of them was what's called an Urbs Roma, which is a coin that features a helmeted bust of Roma on one side, and 2 characters on the other side called Romulus and Remus, who were supposedly the founders of Rome back in the pre-Jesus days. So let's have a wee look. I've taken you out the phone holder, so let's go back 5 or 10 minutes and see what we've got. So where are you detecting? I'm in Perthshire. I am in Perthshire. Well done, detecting Scotland. Didn't they chop his head off? Charles I he went to war with Parliament. Eventually, 1649, he was captured. Well, in fact, he surrendered. He actually surrendered to the Scottish forces, who then took him, or sold him off to England, where Cromwell in Parliament chopped his head off in 1649. And from 1649 till 1660, Scotland and England became a republic. We had no royal family. And then eventually, in 1660, they decided to return them to a monarchy. I kind of lost my thread a wee bit there. What am I having for tea? Chicken, hopefully. Fun live, John. That's it for me. Well, nice to see you, Jennifer. Hope I didn't miss you. The bendy thumb is legendary. It is legendary. Do I keep any of the coins? I do. What I do is I offer pretty much everything and anything to the farmer. You know, don't get me wrong, I'd love to find something worth a fortune, but it's always good to keep in with the landowners, give them a little collection of stuff. So I do that. He's got stuff on his wall in a frame. It is almost dark. Not sure what time it is, but it must be coming on for 6 o'clock. Yeah, I get to keep everything that I find legally, unless it's over 300 years old. If it's over 300 years old, then I have to hand them in to what's called Treasure Trove, which is based in Edinburgh, and that in itself is a a bit of a disastrous process because it's not fit for purpose. It takes too long. It's too slow. How is my female German Shepherd? She is doing well. She's doing very well. She's coming on 11 weeks old. Do I need a permit to detect? Nope, but you do need permission from a landowner. Tatty heed, yep, potato head, tatty heed. You just need permission. I told you he has the knowledge. Well, I don't know about that, but I try. So I'm in Perthshire in Scotland, not far from Perth. Starting to get dark in Northumberland. Must be 30 or 40 minutes ahead in Perthshire. Yep. As you can see, it's getting pretty dusky. I love hearing the history. You should get to the Dunbar area. Yeah, lots going on around Dunbar. Unfortunately, Chad, no axe head. Not this time, maybe next time. Glad you enjoyed the live. Grandfather was from Prestwick. There you go. Prestwick in Ayrshire. There's an airport there as well. It's actually for sale at the moment, so if you're interested, you could buy your own airport. Bacon butty time, got to go. Nice to see you. California. Welcome from California. Brendan, sunny and warm. Like Lord of the Rings. My grandmother was from Motherwell. Well, my mum was actually born in Hamilton, which is right next to Motherwell, so very close. Alan Jenkins, well done. Thank you, Alan. Love this. Thank you, Daniel. Thanks for the live. What time is it? 17:51. Love the live stream. Have a good night. Same to you. Violet, all the best. Do some night detecting. Yeah, I should get a wee head torch. Love the channel. Watched all your videos. No roaming here in Kentucky. You never know. You never know, Rex. All hail the bendy thumb. Thank you, Martin. Thanks so much for doing this. No problem, Stephen. Love your videos. You concentrate in a certain part of the huge fields. I just wander about most of the time unless there's something that suggests I should try a particular spot. Do you disregard all the 300-year-old stuff, rebury it? Nope, I've got a huge collection at home of stuff for 22 years of metal detecting. You should see the amount of stuff that I've got from just this year. Yeah, Columbus did find America by accident. That's why the West Indies are called the West Indies, because he thought he was west of India, as far as I remember. Greetings from Ontario. Had a great hunt. I did indeed have a great hunt. Welcome up in Aberdeenshire. Thank you, Mark Wiseman. Are you part of the dairy owning Wisemans? Are you a multi-millionaire? Can't beat a bit of tar access. Is it 12:58 in Ontario? Hope you'll do more lives. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Daniel. Right, okay. Well, that is me. I've got my car. It's just parked over here on the entrance to the farm. So I've got my little run around today. So thank you all for watching. 100 minutes. 100 minutes of live footage. So thank you all for that. First time doing a live. Chad, nice to see you here. I am live, Chad, in case you're wondering. Thank you, Detecting Scotland. I'll need to see if I can actually, I don't know if I can post this on my page or not. I've no idea how it works. There's Martin. Until the next time. Until the next, that's me finish my hoovering. Well done, Martin. You're such a house-proud young man. See you again. Yep, you can somehow. Okay, well, I'll try and figure that one out once I finish, and maybe some people would enjoy watching it, although it'll be in the wrong format because it'll be portrait rather than landscape, but I suppose we could give it a bash. Right, okay, well, thank you all. As I say, I'm not sure how it works, but if you don't already, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, but I suspect you probably all already are. So, we'll see you on the next dig. Take care, thanks for watching, and all the best. And thanks all for 8,000 subscribers. Take care. We'll see you on the next dig.